So what you need to get started is your cake and your board. I've only got a thin board because you don't need to have a thick one doing this now. So your cake, if you haven't already cut it, it needs to be cut into 2 halves. Or if you bake it in 2 halves, that's fine as well. So we have a little bit of ganache, which I'm just going to stick on to the base of the cake, like so. Now I'm using white ganache because I've got white ganache left over, and it is a double chocolate cake that I've done here as well. So just stick that firmly onto your board, then just get some jam, quick covering of jam. We don't need to have a huge amount on here. Oops. Just put it around like so. Then you need some buttercream. I always make my buttercream a bit firmer than what some people do because it stops it spreading out to the side of the cakes. See, I've not gone to the full width of the cake because when you add the top piece on and you press down, this is going to spread it out a bit more. So just gently press down on your cake. So what you need next, you need to grab yourself either an acrylic plate and a bit of greaseproof. It doesn't have to be round, it can be square, or you can use one of your cake boards. So all I'm going to do here is just dab a little bit of the ganache. So it's going to stop the greaseproof paper from moving, like so. You need to make sure that your ganache is not too runny, but quite soft. So you just pour a little bit onto the top of your cake to begin with. Now this doesn't have to be perfect, because of the design on the cake, it doesn't have to be nice and sharp edges. So this is something, like I said, that you can do with the children. Okay. If you just place it on top like that, bring it to the side of your table so you can grab hold of it, and then just flip it over. Start applying the ganache. Now you can do this with buttercream as well. Now if you haven't got one of these, you can still do it with your palette knife. So I want to get rid of this excess a bit here. Give it a little bit of a crumb coat, as we've said. I'm not too bothered about it not being perfect because we don't need it to be perfect. I'll just cover it with a cling film and pop it in the fridge until it's nice and firm. Or you could pop it in the freezer, which wouldn't take too long. But if it's in the freezer, I'd probably give it about 10-15 minutes. If it's in the fridge, you want to give it about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. So while your cake is chilling for a little bit, just lightly spray your board with some cool board water, and then we can, just going to cover that. Just roll your icing out. To check that you've got enough, just place your board over it so you can see that you have enough icing. Okay, make sure it's not stuck. And if you grab your, I always use a plastic one of these. This is one that I always just keep into my workroom. It's just a general hard brush that you can get. Use the plastic ones instead of the wood ones because this can be easily sterilised, and it's been in and out of the dishwasher quite a few times. And all you need to do is just press down. Now you don't have to go so much in the middle, but go around the outside, because in the middle it's going to be covered with cake. So if you press down hard, you get the indentation so it looks like grass. Okay, and then just lift it up, place it over your board, go down again just lightly over so you can see, so that it's stuck nicely onto your board. You can see the pattern there. And then we just get a knife to trim round. Make there you have your board. So you can place that to one side. Okay, so while your cake is chilling in the fridge, we can do a little bit of decoration. So you need to grab some white. You need some pink, some blue and some yellow, but you definitely need these colours, but you can do different colours because we're going to do the eggs as well. So if you just grab the white first, so I've got a board so I know the size of the top of the cake, so that I know I'm not going to make the top a bit go on there. It's not going to be too big. So you just grab some white to begin with. This is for the bottom of the bunny. Just hold it all together, get rid of all those cracks. Holding the paste round, keep pushing in so you get rid of all those creases. Make it round to begin with. Just shape it. You can see how I've shaped it here. And if I just roll it around in my hand a little bit, that'll get rid of all the fingerprints or any indents that I had using my fingers beforehand. Okay. So I can place it on here so I know roughly that that's going to be the size that I need. So then you need to do the two paws. And I can just roughly guess. So I have two bits that together, roll it around just to begin with, so you know you've got roughly the same size. And I can see that they're roughly about right. No creases. To ball. And then this is the bottom, this is the top. So what you want to do is just rolling on the top part a little bit and then pushing down like so. And that will go like that. So once you've done one, you do the other one. Push that one down a bit more. So just take your palette knife and just roll it round like so. And then you got it there. And if you want to shape it in just a little bit more. So you're creating the paw shape a bit more. Doesn't worry about this side too much, as long as this side's not going to show too much paw print or fingerprint, should I say. And you can just take it round. Right, so once you've done one, you need to do the other one. Next you want to ground a bit of your pink. You need to have two balls the same size. So we're probably going to go for like a marrow fat pea size, if you want to call it that size. As long as we know that they are about roughly the same size. And you need to have 3 each for that size, so you need to have 6 for that side. So if you get a little bit of corn flour to begin with, just press it down a little bit, don't press down too much with your finger, and then do it the same with the other bits. To get rid of it off your finger, if your finger comes too sticky, just use your thumb to remove it. Dab it in the corn flour again. Okay. Then if you just grab your cool boiled water, just a little bit in this bit here, at the ends of his toes, pick that up, and then just use your, just gently dabbing it in, moving it around, and you place the toes on. Again, just pressing in. Doesn't have to be too much to begin with. Making sure that they're nicely sealed on. So get the paws and just gently press in. do is get a little bit on there to begin with. And you want to make sure you have your tea strainer or your sieve. Make sure that it is, you've got corn flour on this, because this is going to get a bit sticky here. So just roll that around, make sure your fingers are dusted with a bit of it as well. And all you're doing is you're pushing this through here. So just use your fingers and your thumbs. You can see it's just starting to come through now. Keep turning it round, pushing it through. If it gets too sticky, just dab a little bit of corn flour on there. And you can see that it's starting to come through now. So to keep pushing it. So you're creating a nice bit of fluff here for his tail. You can see here. Okay, so if you bring this down to your worktop now, because as you cut this off, it's going to more move out of place. So let's trim this round, like so. Then just use your knife, as you can see, just bend it off like that. Clear the rest off your palette knife, and just take it round like that again. So it's like so. Then we just want to dab some water around the tail, like so. If you use your knife to get it on again, just take this round, stick it like that. Another bit on like this, just push it in, and then use your cocktail stick just to move it all into place. Just bring it all down here. Just push it all around. That you may have. You can see it there. It's all nice and fluffy. So that's your top piece that's going to go on your bunny. So you can put this to the side now. To make the eggs, just need to warm up your paste a little bit. Twirl it around, make it into a sausage. Do the same with the other colours that you have as well. You cut them, cut the ends off a bit to begin with. Perfect. And just roll them in your hands. As you roll around to a ball, then you go just backwards and forwards a little bit, and then just use your finger just to shape them at the end. Now you have your first egg. So just let them dry in one of these, or grab yourself some kitchen cloth. You can leave them just to dry on there. So there you have your eggs now ready. So you can leave those to the side as well, because in a minute we will splash them with some paint so that it gives that little speckled look on them. So that's that bit done. So now you're back onto the bit of the cake. So if you just take it out of the fridge or the freezer that you've had it in to chill for a little bit. You can either place another board on it, an acrylic board, or you can use another cake board. So just need to flip it back over, like so. And just gently remove the plate, and then you can move this. So at this stage now it's ready to go. So like I said before, I'm not too bothered about it being perfect at the moment. So if you're using a ganache one, I'd just lightly cover it with a bit of Trex. If it's a buttercream one, just spray it lightly with some water, then you're ready to go to cover it. So just like this, with it being a ganache cake, you can just pick it up. Just use your hands. Now I've got Trex here. I'm using this. I always use Trex because it's a bit tighter than the water. And some people are worried about that you're going to taste it. You don't taste the Trex on the cake at all. So just gently make sure it's all covered. As we can see here, then you can place it back on your board. Wipe your hands a little bit. And then if you grab your green, or you can cover this in white. This is I'm trying to make it look a bit more Easterish. Like so. Rolling pin. Keep turning it, because then it won't stick to your worktop at all then. So once you have that ready to go, pick it up with your rolling pin, still keeping it on your worktop at the moment. Then just move your cake into place. Just lift up your paste and take it over. Run your hand over the top, making sure you've got no air bubbles on here. And then just gently attach it to your cake. So if you lift up the paste whilst you're doing this, lift it, don't lift and pull, because that's when you'll start to get the massive cracks or the tears. So grab your chocolate paste and just roll it out a little bit. What we're going to do next is you want it to be just that little bit bigger than your actual cake, so you can see it's looking like that. So what you want to do first of all is just give it a bash like we did with the green. Go right to the edges, lift it up. So there you have your mud bit. So you can stick this on with a little bit of water if you want to. So there's that bit there. And if you need be, just go over it again, like so. So once you've got that on, then you can grab hold of your bunny's bottom and just gently place it on like so. So grab your board that you pre-iced earlier on and then just whip some ribbon around it. I'll just use a bit of one dotty one to make it a little bit more Easter looking. So this is the back of the cake, the board I'm going to be using as well. Grab your cake, and I know this is the front of it, but we're going to grab it from the back, because if you dent at the back of it, it doesn't matter, because you're going to be seeing the front of the cake. So if you bring your cake to the edge of your table, so sliding the cake so you can get this underneath it. I'll just gently lift it up and onto your board like so. And you can turn it around so this is now facing you. So to make the flecks on the eggs, or little specks should I say, on the eggs like we have here, I have a little bit of cool boiled water mixed with a bit of chocolate. So you can do it probably in a purple colour as well, but if you'd add a little bit in at a time till you can get the desired colour, get rid of the excess on there, and then just use your finger to flick it. So you want to be flicking down, not this way, because anything around in this area is going to get covered. So just flick it. Like so. Now we'll leave these to set aside so that they're going to dry out. If you want them to dry out quicker, just put and place them on top of your oven, as if you've got some bacon in there for a little bit, just on top, not in the oven, so they dry out a little bit quicker. So that's how you do the specks on the egg. Now if you bring your cake back, and if you just place these on in any position, you could use a little bit of cool boiled water again if you wanted to. Like like so, and there you have your Easter cake. So another way that you can do this, if you don't have any chocolate sugar paste or brown sugar paste, is just slightly dampen top of your cake. Move that to the side, and you can have some grated chocolate. So just get this really carefully, so just put it around the big size. Grab a couple of bits of the kitchen cloth, because this bit's going to get a little bit messy. It's easier to pick it up with this than to try and use it with your hands or move it out of the way. So with your chocolate pieces, so you're creating the mud bit here. Lift your cake up, and pick up your bunny body, slightly push that in, and then grab hold of your eggs. So there you have your Easter cake, ready to serve.